Diamonds. Who doesn't like diamonds? To like diamonds? I can't keep looking at them forever. They're so sparkling and bright and beautiful. Can you imagine just to catch a diamond rain and then you wouldn't have to work again? Okay, just being silly. Jewels in general can give you a message about the owner. In fact, it's believed that jewels have magical properties. In the past, for example, jewels were used to give a message about the owner. For example, ruby. Who loves this gem is self-confident, and that person has definitely a strong personality. Ruby helps his owner to succeed on the professional front. But wait, didn't we want to speak about the Queen's jewels? Okay, let's have a look at this. Yes, we will speak about Henry VIII and his 6 wives, that he wasn't kind to them anyway, but more precisely about their jewels and how they send their messages to the watching world using their jewellery. Number 1. Katherine of Aragon, symbols of salvation. The jewels worn by the first wife of Henry VIII not only speak about her status, but more significantly, about her character. She definitely loved pearls and diamonds, that are ornate tall cross, a T-shaped cross symbolic of salvation. Her daughter, Mary, was also painted wearing a similar cross, as were Jane Seymour and Katherine Parr. Katherine of Aragon was also known for being a principal woman with a strain of religious faith. Her choice of jewellery created a platform from which she could make her piety public. Number 2. Anne Boleyn and her image of being independent. Anne acquired a reputation for great style and sophistication among her contemporaries. She loved to wear pendants with her initials, and the trend of wearing jewels bearing initials originated with her. But as you know, everything new is well forgotten old. This fashion had begun long before, spreading through Europe during the late 14th century. Margaret of Austria, for example, was one of those who was fond of initial jewels. Anne Boleyn was certainly enthusiastic about initial pieces, for in addition to her B pendant, she also owned an AB and A. Such a choice of jewelry provided a near way of showcasing Anne's pride and her Boleyn roots and her individuality. Number 3. Jane Seymour, willingness to impress. Jane was described as no great beauty by Ambassador Eustace Chapus, but what Jane was lacking in looks, she definitely made up in jewels. As you can see here, she wears one of the splendid pieces from her collection. Painted in such detail, the rich pearls and diamonds studded in gold adorn Jane's headdress. You also notice that the buttons on the sleeves match her necklace. Apart from Jane's inventory lists, numerous jewel buttons, she also owned more than 50 pairs of beads, and several descriptions match those that hang from her waist, which was elaborately decorated probably with enamel. We definitely can see that Jane's portrait reveals the queen consort, who clearly wanted to impress with her magnificence. Number 4. Anne of Cleves, Outlander. Anne of Cleves' marriage may not last long, but she was determined to make the most of queenship. This portrait shows her dressed in style popular in the Duchy of Cleves. As a foreign queen, born in Düsseldorf, Jewels were glamorous tools that allowed Anne to carve out her own identity. She spent more than £400, a huge amount for the time, within a month, to purchase the most exquisite pieces of diamonds, gold chains, and things that came from several goldsmiths. Number 5. Catherine Howard. Desire. Catherine Howard was very young when she married Henry VIII. In order to show his love and affection, Henry showered Catherine with gifts of jewels. Catherine's opulent jewels are reflected in Holbein's miniature, which is widely thought to depict Henry's fifth wife. One of the strongest clues of the sitter's identity comes from her jewels. An inventory compiled at the time of Catherine's fall and execution lists 175 items, many of which had probably been owned by Henry's previous wives. These pieces were so valuable that it's easy to understand why contemporary chronicles believed that the king had no wife who made him spend so much money in dresses and jewels as Catherine Howard did. Number 6. Katherine Parr. Pride. Have a look at this portrait. The portrait displays some of the Catherine's costliest pieces. The beads suspended from her waist are decorated with antique faces to keep up with the latest trends, while a dazzling ouche is attached to her beautiful necklace. Seems that it was her favorite, as she wore it quite often. If we have a look closer at her dress, we will see an opulent crown brooch, which may have been commissioned on the Queen's orders. Several pieces in her collection reflected her interest in royalty, including a brooch featuring her image and that of her royal husband. This symbolized loyalty to Henry VIII. Dripping in jewels, Catherine's portrait is undoubtedly one of the most powerful images of the Queen Consort, and one in which, as intended, she exudes majesty.